everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my teaching in the first trimester video. I originally saw this video on Too Cool for Middle School's channel like a year ago when she first posted it, back when I was not doing as many teaching videos. But I did stumble across her video and I absolutely loved it, and I was always curious about what it was like to teach and be pregnant or be a mom, and so when I found that video I was just really excited. So I'm gonna do one of those today. Also, I apologize for my voice, my throat, my nose. I'm still sick. I'm going on 3 weeks and it's quite frustrating. I'm getting ready to go to the doctor though on Monday because I'm kind of over it. So anyway, if you see me looking down, it's just because I'm looking in little summer planning book. I wrote down a couple of things to remember to talk about during this video. Hopefully it's not too long. I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes. So we'll see how I do. First of all, I'll just talk a little bit about some of the symptoms that I had in my first trimester. First of all, I had no morning sickness whatsoever. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that my mom never got morning sickness, or my sister. So I think it's just something that we don't get. Also, I am having a boy, and people say that you don't get as bad of morning sickness if you have a boy. But my mom had 2 girls and she never got it. So I also had a little bit of food aversions, not really that bad. I did not like eating, or I still don't really like eating, chicken or vegetables. Now I normally really love chicken and vegetables, but I just can't like even think about chicken and vegetables or I get really nauseous. Never threw up, never anything like that, just don't want it. Don't want it at all, get it away from me. But it's weird because if I go to a restaurant and I order chicken with vegetables, just fine. I think it's something to do with like me seeing it raw and cooking it myself, or I don't know what it is, but if it's at a restaurant, it's fine. Another symptom that I had was a little bit of insomnia. It's better now, but I did have it a little bit in my first trimester. I would wake up in the middle of the night and I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep for a couple of hours. Now at that point, my husband was on graveyards or swing shift, so I'd be able to call him and talk to him and just be able to get myself back to sleep. But for a while it sucked, and it's better now. It was really hard to get up in the morning and get to school. Another symptom that I had was low energy, and I know that a lot of people have that in the first trimester, but mine was like really low. Like I would have no energy to do anything. And no energy equals no motivation, which equals lazy teacher. Now I'm really lucky that my first trimester came around the testing season. So we were testing a lot, and a lot of our curriculum was review so that they would be ready for the test. So it was a little bit easier for me to do my job because I didn't have to plan a lot. We did a lot of project-based stuff, and it was easier for me to be able to do that because of the season that we were in. So my low energy didn't really affect it that much. I just literally had no motivation to do anything. I didn't gain any weight. I think I've maybe gained 3 pounds. I think I've maybe gained 3 pounds total, and I'm 16 weeks now. So I don't think I gained any weight. I think I fluctuated, like if I ate really bad, I would gain a couple pounds and then it would drop off if I ate really well. I didn't really have any cravings that I was like, oh, I need that. I liked eating cheese, and I liked eating In-N-Out Burger, Chipotle, and I loved drinking sparkling water, which I still love. But I don't think that I necessarily had like a specific craving in my first trimester, but I think they say that that doesn't come until your second trimester. So, I don't know. Also, I was really moody, not like cranky, but just irritable. And I have a lot of behaviors in my classroom. Just a lot of people that don't like to follow directions, that don't like to get their work done, that like to talk too much, and that would make me go insane. Like, I would yell at them more than normal. Like, usually I would just give them, you know, I would just stop and wait, or I would give them a consequence, or, you know, whatever. But in my first trimester, I would just literally yell at them. Like, I couldn't handle it. I was just done. So some other things that happened to me in my first trimester of teaching were, it was really hard for me to eat healthy at school, and I'm super glad I'm on summer break now so I can actually eat healthier, because you have to pack everything and take it with you. And for me, like if it wasn't fresh, I didn't want it. So if I would pack like strawberries or something, by the time lunch came around, I didn't want them. I couldn't pack any vegetables because I didn't want those either. I would try to have yogurt because it was full of protein and it's dairy. I would have granola. I would eat a lot of fruit like bananas and apples. I loved those. But it was really hard for me to eat a balanced, like, when you're pregnant, you want to eat better than you normally do, which I normally eat pretty good. But it was really hard for me to eat healthy at school because I just didn't want anything at a certain time. Like, it was just tough. And like the worst part is like you really just want to pack a turkey sandwich because that's like the perfect lunch, but you can't have deli meat, so it was hard. I ate a lot of school lunch though because they would have like a protein and they'd have a salad bar, so I would just get the salad and add some veggies because they weren't from home. Like I said, I don't know, but they would be really good, and that was what I would do. Also, I had to drink a lot of water because I am dehydration prone as it is, and when you're pregnant, you're supposed to drink even more water. So my hydro flask that I have is like 32, I think it's 40 ounces. I would drink 2 of those a day. I would pack an extra water bottle and then dump it in there because my ice would still be in there, and then it would keep it cold all day. So I would bring an extra water bottle, and then I would drink 2 more at home in the evening. So I was drinking about 320 ounces of water a day. That means that I have to tinkle a lot. So I pretty much held it in for the most part. I think I only had to ask somebody to come watch my room like 2 or 3 times, but I would time it out pretty good. I would drink like a full water bottle before lunch. I would have a break between the morning and lunch, then I would go again, and then I would drink the rest, and I would only have 2 hours after lunch that I'd have to hold it, so it was fine. I also got sick in my first trimester. Not morning sickness, but I got the flu, and it was more towards 14 weeks, which was the end of my first trimester, and I ended up staying home from work for 2 days. I had to go to the emergency room because when you're sick when you're pregnant, there's not a lot you can do, and because I had the flu, like the stomach flu, I couldn't keep anything down, I couldn't keep any liquids down because I'm dehydration prone. The doctor said if you dehydrate, like you could go into preterm labor, you know, really bad things can happen. And if I got a fever, that's even worse. So I had to go to the emergency room. I got an IV. They gave me Zofran to keep me from throwing up. That way I could just stay hydrated, and it did work, and I ended up taking 2 days off. But then I ate chicken noodle soup like the whole time, and I was a happy camper because I love me some chicken noodle soup. I also have this sickness, which really isn't in my first trimester, but man, like, being sick and pregnant is the worst because you literally can't take anything. I mean, there's like a list of medications you can take, but you're risking it, and so I only take it if I'm like dying and need it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys how I told my principal and my students that I was pregnant. So I told my principal first, and I think I told everybody at like 8 or 9 weeks. I told them really early because I was really excited and I couldn't hold it in anymore. And the kids were starting to catch on, like she's eating a lot and she's really cranky. So I told my boss, I went in and I just told her, so guess what? I'm pregnant. And of course she was super excited for me, asked when I was due because of course that's a huge thing is, are you gonna be at work and when? There's another teacher at school that's due in July, and that means she's not going to be able to start the school year, which is really tough. Since I'm due in November, I can start the school year, take a few months off, and then come back and it'll be just fine. The way I told my students is we were doing a diary entry from the 1800s because we were studying the territorial days of Arizona. And so my diary entry, I wrote, like, my husband is a deputy for the sheriff, because that kind of connected that. And then, and I'm with child. And when my kids read it, they were like, is that true? And I was like, yeah. And they all got really excited. So I thought that was cute. They kind of had to guess whether or not it was real. And they were really, really excited. So I think that's everything that I experienced in my first trimester that has to do with teaching. Like I said, a lot of the problem was just eating right and having the energy to actually do my job. It was really, really challenging. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do plan on doing a second trimester teaching video, but it probably won't be very long because most of my second trimester is going to be spent over the summer, but I will do a second trimester video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!